Are you a property owner and you are looking to maximize your rental income, but you're not sure which to choose between long-term and short-term rentals? Well, in this video, we will compare and contrast both strategies to help you make an informed decision. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, this video is for you. So let's dive in and discover how to maximize your rental income. Hello and welcome back to my channel, where I help you grow your real estate portfolio and maximize your profit. Rental properties are a great source of income, but choosing the right strategy to best fit your properties and your financial goals can make all the difference in your bottom line. In this video, we'll compare long-term and short-term rentals to help you learn how to maximize your rental income. Let's start with short-term rentals. One of the biggest advantages of this option is the potential for higher rental income. With platforms like Airbnb or VRBO, you can charge a premium for short-term stays, especially in popular vacation destinations and urban centers. I've always known that short-term rentals was a very profitable model, but for the longest time, I stayed away from it. And the main two reasons were, number one is that banks don't like this model and they do not lend you money based on short-term income like they do with long-term tenants. They see it as more high risk. So because I wanted to acquire as many property as I could as fast as possible and eventually refinance them, I needed to find a strategy that pleased the bank, and long-term rentals is doing just that. Also, the biggest advantage of long-term rentals is stability. You can count on a steady, more or less predictable income from your tenants. You won't have to worry about finding new tenants as frequently, which can save you time and money on advertising and screening costs. Number two is that short-term rentals is a lot more work too. More money means more problems. You have to deal with bookings and the turnover is frequent. There's cleaning, laundry, guest complaints, and you're essentially running a small hotel. When me and my partner started investing in rental properties, I was still running my cocktail bar and my restaurant. And the last thing I wanted was to add another job to my plate. Like most of you, I became a real estate investor for the passive income it can provide. I'm never looking to create myself another job. So for many years, my main focus was to buy positive cash flow rentals with long-term tenants, so my money could work hard for me and not the other way around. But what is also important in real estate investing, like with any business, is to be able to pivot and adjust with the market. Most recently, with interest rate going up, the banks are taking profits away, and for many, and even homeowners, it's imperative to adapt strategies to maintain the same kind of income, or in some cases, for people to just be able to continue paying their mortgage. If you are in areas where short-term is possible, you can greatly assist in creating a diverse portfolio and offset the increase of interest rate. Typically, short-term rentals bring 25 to 35% more in income than long-term rentals. And if, like me, you aren't ready to add to your workload, we find different companies that take care of the chores and administration that I've mentioned before, such as laundry, organizing the bookings, and all the turnovers. Also, these companies are great at boosting the listing online with SEO to make sure that we always are at the top of the search. They typically charge a fee that can range from 15 to 20% of the revenue. So if your income permits it and you don't want to add more workload, hiring a third-party company is a great option. It's hands-off, worry-free, and it removes most of the potential stress from the situation. To calculate the potential rental income for the short-term rental property, you'll need to consider factors such as the local demand for short-term rentals, the numbers of days per month that a property is likely to be rented, and finally, the expense associated with managing and maintaining the property. You are increasing your chance for damage, and fixed costs like insurance will be higher. Make sure to check out how a similar unit to yours will rent for both in high and low season, and calculate the average monthly rate over a year. See if it's worth your time and effort. If not, just stick to long-term. As always with real estate, location is the most important. Location zones or city center may be better suited for short-term rentals, while a property in a quiet residential or a very suburban or secluded area may be more suitable for long-term rentals. Now, while this may seem obvious to you, many people hear about short-term rentals and the potential profits, but don't do the proper market research. They jump at the chance without properly thinking through what their market needs. And this ties in with seasonality, which is a very important factor to consider. Short-term rentals tend to be more seasonal, with peak demand during certain times of the year. If you are choosing short-term rentals and you are in a seasonal area, you need to make sure you are busy enough in a high season to get you through the quiet season. Think of a cottage. Seems like a great idea. You buy a cottage that is packed all summer, but you need to make sure that rates in your area will be high enough that summer in the peak period to cover your mortgage, your bills, and other expenses year-round, even through the slow winter. So remember, while short-term rentals might bring periods of high income, long-term rentals can provide more consistent income throughout the year. And finally, one of the most important points to consider when choosing a rental strategy is the local regulations and bylaws. Some cities have strict regulations on short-term rentals, while others are more lenient. It's important to understand the local laws and regulations before deciding on a rental strategy to avoid any legal issues. Ultimately, the decision between long-term and short-term rentals will depend on your specific goals as a rental property owner. By carefully considering the pros and cons of each option, you can make an informed decision that will maximize your rental income while minimizing your risk and stress. Please let me know in the comments down below which one is your favorite strategy, long-term or short-term rentals.